Ladies and gentlemen, we are continuing the case. This is part 2 of the Madeline Soto new body cam release footage. Let's continue. If you missed part 1, it's posted right before this one. Go have a look.
I get it. It's an image thing. But that was sometime probably between 8:20 and 8:40-ish. Somewhere in there. It was along the stretch of the road that on the right side that has all the communities on it. Before you get to the overpass. We could see the overpass from where it was. So it was on that side, on that stretch of road, and that's where I dropped her off. And she said she was going to go wait for her friends. She was going to go find them and hang out and wait for her friends. And I asked if that was going to be okay. She said, yeah, it's fine. Kids get dropped off early enough as it is. It's not totally unusual for that to happen. It's just not usually that early that I drop her off. I do school runs every once in a while for her. I said, okay. Let her out. Have a good day. Love you. Thanks. Love you too. And I turned around and was driving away and was watching her in my rearview mirror to make sure that she was going where she was supposed to go, and she was moving in that direction, but she was rummaging around in her backpack or something. What I assumed was probably headphones or something like that, but I find out later that she forgot her phone here, so she may have been rummaging for her phone. But she was still kind of making her way towards that direction, so it looked okay. It looked like any other day, and I just continued on.
After you dropped her off, what did you do?
Stayed, talked to her for a minute. I made sure, you know, is it all right that you're going early? Because it was still early. She said, yeah, it's fine. I'm going to hang out and wait for my friends to get there, which she does sometimes, so it didn't sound, you know, outrageous or anything. That was it. Told her to have a good day. I loved her. She told me she loved me too. I turned around to leave, and I was watching her in my rearview mirror. And she looked like she was walking in the right direction. She was rummaging in her bag a little bit, like I said, but still sort of just shambling in the right direction while she was doing it. So it looked normal. It looked okay.
The part that gets me is the rummaging through the bag. The backpack was found in the dumpster back at their subdivision. Like, he's on video at 7:35 at the dumpster, by the way. So we know for sure that's a lie. So you get an idea of what a lie sounds like from this man. Coming up next.
More than that, man. More than that.
Day mornings,
More than that.
only on Court TV.
Bull crap, chat. Tell you that right now.
She wanted to be dropped off a little down the ways from the school. She's got this phase that she's been into lately where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front.
This man made up so much stuff. Precious Carmelo, thank you for the 200 stars. Sue, thank you for the 200 stars. She says, Mom had to know. Says Sue. Oh, Sue, I know where you're coming from. Trust me. I know. We wanted to make McDonald's breakfast, but you left at 7:30. She wanted to go hang out with her friends after school. You got to pick a story, man. None of this makes any sense. But Jen, the eyes are on you. How could you have not known? How?
The school. She prefers her mom's car, but my cars are, I guess, kind of hoopties. I get it. It's an image thing. But that was sometime probably between 8:20 and 8:40-ish. Somewhere in there. It was along the stretch of the road that on the right side that has all the communities on it. Before you get to the overpass. We could see the overpass from where it was. So it was on that side, on that stretch of road, and that's where I dropped her off. And she said she was going to go wait for her friends. She was going to go find them and hang out and wait for her friends. And I asked if that was going to be okay. She said, yeah, it's fine. Kids get dropped off early enough as it is.
What you say and how you say it reveals a lot. And when you're suspected in the disappearance of a child, it can be even more revealing. Here's more of our investigation into the case of Madeline Soto. Let's bring in our experts, special guest, clinical and forensic psychologist, researcher, expert on violent crime, and the author of The New Evil. Dr. Gary Brucato is back with us. Also joining us, human behavior expert, jury consultant, Susan Constantine.
Shout out to Susan Constantine. This lady, along with Jennifer Coffendorfer, they know their shit. Can I get an amen?
Great to see you both. Let me begin with you, Susan. As you listen to his voice, that the whole thing about rummaging through the backpack, we know that is him lying because of the backpack on video at the dumpster, and that's where the backpack is found. He was there at 7:35. So what do you think and what do you hear in his voice, in his story?
Well, I have to tell you, as you guys all know, that he flunked the test like miserably. So, you know, when you're looking at the language, but his overall voice is over explaining. He feels like he's a victim. You can feel and hear this kind of victimization in his vocal cords, and it's like he's overwhelmed. He's really tired. In fact, I think at some point he says, you know, I had to take tranquilizers because I was just really overwhelmed. So it's really about him. He's a vulnerable narcissist. I've said this before, but
yes,
overall, when I was looking at the statements, there's so much deception, Vinny. We need a whole show for just this, but I'd love to be able to break this down.
Okay. Dr. Gary Brucato, from your perspective, hearing him tell his story about what happened, and at this point they have not found Madeline. They are searching for a missing girl.
Well, my impression is that it sounds like somebody making up a story as it goes along. And it's important to remember that this interview is February 27th, and Madeline goes missing on February 26th. So we're talking about somebody who theoretically could have killed, eliminated a person after a long period of filming sexual abuses and things like that. Is less than 24 hours later is here presenting in the way that's being described here, with this kind of victimized tone and so forth. But there's also this quality of making a gallant effort to kind of try to sound like Father of the Year. You know, you get this kind of father knows best quality to the story, where she's saying, I love you, and he's watching in the rearview mirror, making sure she's okay. But what we have alongside that picture is the picture of somebody who is making this big loving story about the backpack. And the backpack has been like unceremonially dumped into a trash can. The kid that he's talking about, he may very well have killed less than 24 hours before. And you wind up with this bone-chilling comparison between that story and the grim reality of what might have really happened. And it's sickening.
Okay, let's listen to another piece of the interview. And here, he's actually called out by the investigator who is interviewing him, because he has some information that is the exact opposite of what Stearns is saying. Let's watch or listen.
You make a U-turn, you go back to the McDonald's, but you said that she still doesn't want the McDonald's.
Still doesn't want it. She was just going to eat the Danishes that I had given her.
So you're going up here now, still northbound on Jongyang Parkway. You make a left at Town Center this time.
Town Center, then make a right onto, yes.
And then you drop
road.
her off around like
dropped her off around halfway up the road there.
Okay. So keep in mind, all of this is still northbound.
Okay.
Right? You're still northbound on Jongyang Parkway.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is a new stream, so please hit the like and share button for me, okay? I would appreciate that. This is part 2. Let's continue. Thank you guys for liking and sharing.
So why is your car seen going southbound at 8:10? I'll show you what location it is.
Busted! Busted! Busted!
McDonald's is over here. At 8:10, your car is seen going southbound at this intersection. So meaning going toward Kissimmee.
I had forgotten something. I had forgotten my gate clicker. I'm sorry. I forgot. I had gone back to the house real quick after we left. because I forgot my gate clicker. I actually had to go through the front gate and use my parking pass to grab my clicker. So it was the wrong time. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was guesstimating these times. I'm not a morning person.
All right, Susan. This is like we've got a telephone booth with an elephant in it. But go ahead.
Oh my gosh. Well, he's just making this up on the fly, right? So he's kind of waiting what the police officer's saying, and he's trying to then fill in the blanks. That's what a lot of them do. What do you know? And then I've got to try to figure out and maneuver around all those facts that you have. And then he's coming up with excuses like, oh my goodness, I forgot to have my V8. You know, I need to go back and go and get my my clicker. But when you look at his language.
Look at this. Accidental factory reset. 20 incidents of film of, oh, it's disgusting. 40 counts of possession, illegal images, videos of Stern discarding evidence. Video of Madeline deceased inside his car. Spotted near location, body was found. And you want me to believe that you was taking a trip to McDonald's? Get out of my face, Stern. Now, Jen, how can you not know that all of this that's in front of our face happened? How can you not know that he even discarded the evidence around the same area you guys lived? Huh.
I mean, this is what's really astounding. If you just look over the whole big picture, one of the things I want you to pay attention to is every single time he gives you a timeline. When he mentions a time, we find that in statements, when they make them, there's somewhere in there that number they pull out at the top of their head was generally something to do with the murder or the crime or something to do with it. He used so many contractures and missing pronouns where he didn't put himself into the story. He'll say woke up, or doesn't put I woke up, or she's rustling through her backpack. She may have done that another time, but he is like playing that as if it was happening in that present tense, but it may have happened before. So you have to see how this liar lies. And when you look at the totality of everything that he had spoken about, I mean, he is using the word after a lot, which is like passing of time. He uses justifications and minimizing his actions. He over-explains. I mean, he said the word so 26 times, Vinny, and then the word but. And but is what we call beholding the truth. Anything that is happening before that, you can even erase it. And then anything that comes after it, you should be very skeptical. And that's when he's talking about these backpacks. All these specific events, look through the statement. It is astounding, truly. I mean, there's 11 pages of it. I've made all these notes on here. It is outstanding. So anyway, overall, we know he's a liar. He's making this stuff up and he's getting caught. You could see listen to his voice pitch, and he actually agrees with him. He goes, okay. It's because he knows. So then he's got to quickly conjure up something like, and come up with another story. But there's a long pause because he's listening to what the officer is saying. In the meantime, he is already constructing his next story.
It's unreal. As you described, not putting the pronouns in. Same exact thing happened in another case we're covering. Maya Miliete, her husband Larry, when he was telling his story to a reporter, he did the same exact thing. And his voice almost sounds similar in the way he's doing it. Still to come.
I think
America. There are many reasons why we don't want to be without our phone, like missing important calls or text messages. But for accused child sex abuser Stephen Stearns, it might have something to do with the hundreds of images allegedly found on his phone. Let's take a listen to a little bit more. And this is the moment, Dr. Gary Brucato, where he has to give up his phone. And we know what's on the phone. He knows what's on the phone. The officers are about to find out, but let's take a listen to how that goes.
In the meantime, while we're waiting for all this to get sorted out, I am going to hold on to your phone, okay? I'll give it back to you when we're done. Okay? Do you have any questions for us?
How long are you gonna need my phone?
I'm not sure. I'm waiting for my supervisor to call me.
My dad. No, it's just my dad's using that to get a hold of me and get updates.
They can call Jen's phone.
Okay.
Did the other detective give you his business card?
I believe so.
Okay, well, here's mine in case you want it for any reason.
Okay.
Okay? Do you swear that everything you told us is true?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
Right there, when she said, "Do you swear that everything you said was truth?" he quickly put his attention on the phone. My dad, I need that from my dad. You can use your Jennifer's phone. They knew something was up right there. It took him some time. But if they didn't see that camera footage of him going south, contradiction in the story, time would have went by more. Too many contradictions in the story. That's why they said, you know what, let's take that man's phone. Let's see what he got. And they found a lot of disturbing stuff. So many red flags at the beginning, though. They got it, though. Took them some time, but they got it.
All right, Dr. Gary Bricado. We also have to remember that the phone, when he handed it over, he said, oh, yeah, I accidentally did a factory reset on it yesterday.
Well, it fascinates me because with some of these types of people, one of the signs of lacking empathy is that you can't feel that other people could tell that your story is ridiculous, that you actually think they're believing you and that you're controlling them. And it's quite interesting. You imagine that stories like this might have worked on children, but they certainly don't work very well when trying to deceive an adult. And I think the fact that it was the phone that he seemed to get a little extra freaked about has to do with the fact that the phone figured so powerfully into his fantasy life. It is obviously the place where he kept all kinds of images of God knows what involving this child.
Take a look at this man's charges. Remember, there's it's disgusting.
But it wasn't only the idea of the culpability if those things were discovered, but the idea that now that private world was going to be shared with somebody else. And offenders with whom I've communicated discuss that kind of thing, resenting the idea that that fantasy is no longer within their control and that someone else is going to see it. And I'll say finally that a book title, Waiting to Happen, is the line that he says in the interview where he says, I'm not a morning person. And if you change the spelling of morning to M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G, I think you have the truth of the story here.
Absolutely. Let's take a listen to one more piece of his interview here. Again, here now he's talking, Susan, about those tranquilizers and his panic attacks.
I don't recall. You have to ask her if we went anywhere. I don't recall. I was so zonked out on Ativan at that point.
Okay.
Because I was a wreck. I don't think...
And this would have been when?
Yes, thank you.
I don't recall us going anywhere last night, but honestly, at that point, my brain was mush, and I was on so many tranquilizers to keep me stable. It's just...
You said Ativan?
Yeah.
Do you usually take that, or?
Yeah, I have a prescription. I haven't needed it in a long time, though, but...
What's that for?
Anxiety.
Okay.
I was having these rolling panic attacks and breaking down crying, and it was the only way I could get to sleep last night. And then again this afternoon. That's why I missed your calls. I'm sorry. I took an Ativan and conked out for a few hours. It's the only time when I'm not crying.
Oh, shut up. It's the only time when I'm not... Oh, gosh. Anybody can see his bullcrap. What a sob story.
Guys, Susan, we have about 30 seconds here.
Okay, first of all, I want to mention one thing. I'll get back up a little bit. Anytime somebody puts the word phone in their statement, it's generally associated with a crime scene. So we've seen that 4 times. Now, we're listening to his Ativan deal. This is for him to kind of detach, and he's trying to conjure a story up because he's not going to be available So that's what he's really telling you. All this other stuff is just smoke and mirrors. He's not available. He's having a hard time sleeping. When a parent loses their child, they're not sleeping or trying to sleep. They're out there looking for their kids.
Understanding the world of a child sex abuser is important. What they do, how they find victims, is valuable information for protecting our children. But perhaps the best protection comes from common sense. Speak with your child. Don't put your child in a vulnerable place. And finally, be careful about who you bring into your child's world.
That's right.
I'm Vinnie Politan. Thanks for joining the investigation, and I'll see you weeknights. Welcome to Vinnie Politan Investigates. You know, there's a reason Mother's Day is a bigger celebration than Father's Day. It's because of that bond and the protective instinct that most moms have for their babies and their children.
Hold on, let me stop that right there. Shout out to my single dads out there. I don't, hold on. Shout out to my single dads also. And, you know, just certain men, you know what I'm saying? They got it pretty hard too.
It really is something special. And today, many are wondering about the mother of Madeline Soto, a 13-year-old who was allegedly abused and killed by her mom's boyfriend. I've covered this case in depth on my weeknight show, Closing Arguments, and what you're about to see are some of the most important moments from that program as I investigate the tragic life and death of Madeline Soto.
We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. She was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school, on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m., heading towards the school, but she never made it.
None of that is true, by the way. None of it. That's Madeline's mom, Jen Soto, speaking to WFTV down in Orlando. None of that is true. Like, it's all false. Now, was it based upon what Stephen Stearns was telling her? Did they together come up with the story? I don't know. Well, this story is completely devoid of any truth. Now, that's what she told the media. Let's get into what she is telling investigators, because I think that's a little bit more important, right? And no attack of we in the media, but what you tell investigators carries a little more weight. So Jen Soto completed a sworn written statement to the Orange County deputies to the following. Jen Soto stated on 2/26/24 at approximately 0800 hours, she saw Madeline getting ready for school. 8 o'clock in the morning, she saw her daughter getting ready for school. 8 a.m., approximately, okay? Now, let's go through some of the other pieces of the timeline that investigators have in this case. Stearns is spotted at 8:10. A license plate reader captured Stephen's vehicle with Florida tag, driving away from the school at 8:10. The school is like 20 minutes away. It's about 20 minutes away or so. And he's driving away from the school back towards Kissimmee, where they live, at 8:10. Again, she said she saw Madeline getting ready for school at 8. What else do we know? The sheriff, the Orange County sheriff, spoke about a couple other pieces of the timeline. Take a listen.
We have video evidence that shows Stephen Stearns discarding items in a dumpster in that apartment complex in Kissimmee at 7:35 on Monday, February 26. Detectives later recovered Madeline's backpack and her school-issued laptop from that dumpster. At 8:19, we have evidence that shows Stephen Stearns returning to the complex, and Madeline was visible in that vehicle. We believe she was already dead at that time.
Okay, and that jives with the 8:10, right? 8:10, you're driving back towards Kissimmee. 8:19, you get back to the complex, and Madeline Soto's in the car. So she had to be in the car when they left. So let's go back. Again, she's saying 8 o'clock in the morning, she saw her getting ready for school. 7:35, he was already tossing out her laptop and backpack at the dumpster, which is near the back exit of the complex, by the way. Okay, let me bring in my guests, special guest joining us in Orlando, Florida, America's judge, retired judge of the 9th Judicial Circuit, the Honorable Belvin Perry, and also joining us, the state attorney for Palm Beach County, Dave Arenberg, who, Judge, he's a Harvard guy, okay? Harvard smarty. So we got a lot of brains here tonight between these two. Unbelievable. All right, I'll begin with you, Judge. Judge has to go first, Dave, sorry. That statement that she provided, seeing her getting ready for school at approximately 8 o'clock, is that a problem for her in terms of potential charges or liability? If not, what else do investigators need to try to demonstrate that she is perhaps involved in a cover-up, perhaps involved in disposing of her daughter's body?
Is this a cover-up, chat? Did she know?
Vinny, unfortunately for her, as a friend of mine would say, the math is not mathing with that timeline. She's in deep trouble. She has verifiable lies that does not jive with the timeline.
You better say it, brother.
As they uncover more, she could be facing a multitude of charges in this particular case.
Let me ask you, Dave Arenberg, what do you see as potential avenues for prosecuting Jen Soto? What would you need? What sort of evidence? And nothing related to the sex crimes. I want to deal with those separately. So just with the murder, the cover-up, the disposing of the remains.
Well, it's good to be with you, Vinny, and with the judge. I think the judge is right about the lying. You could possibly charge her with lying to law enforcement, but the real crime that I think she could be charged with, based on what we know now, is potential child neglect charges. Now, child abuse under Florida law, under Section 827.03, includes child neglect, and neglect can be a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years in prison if a caregiver fails to provide a child with the necessary care, supervision, or services to maintain that child's physical and mental health. And if that neglect causes great bodily harm, which clearly occurred here, then it does rise to a secondary felony. That's the crime that she could be charged with, depending on the facts. Now, she may say that she has no intent to commit such a crime. But remember, we're not talking about intentional child abuse. We're talking about child neglect. And by its own terms, neglect doesn't mean intent. It just means that you're neglectful. And I think when you encourage your daughter to go sleep in a bed with your boyfriend in another room when you're not even there, then I think that meets the standards for child neglect.
All right, let's get to that. Let's take a look at that, because this, again, is part of the statement that was made by Jen Soto. She stated while they were together, they would either all sleep in the same bed, or Madeline would sleep with her when Stefan wasn't there. When asked if it was normal that Stefan and Madeline sleep together without her being there, she said yes. Jen Soto stated if she needed a good night's sleep due to her anxiety, she would ask them to sleep in a different bedroom.
What? Yo, no, yo. Oh my God.
So, Judge, what would be necessary? How could you prove that she had any idea what was happening to her daughter? Would you need that to connect her to any of the, to connect Jen Soto to any of the sex crimes? I think that's the biggest question people have. Can she be connected to what Stefan Stearns was doing? Or do you need something more here than just allowing it to happen or sending them into the other room?
The problem that the state is going to have is connecting her with the sex crimes. Currently now, based upon what has been given to the public, and that's out in the public domain, we can't say what actually occurred besides her sleeping in the same bed. Logically, one could.
You know what I'm thinking, chat? Could Jen Soto be the reason why the things that he did influenced him to do what he did because they slept on the same bed? She wanted that? He's not related to her. That is not her daddy. Could she be the influence of this? The enabler? Not saying that she is, but could she? Brown Sugar with the $9.99. She says, didn't know anything happened when they slept together, with or without you. You're so naive about what could happen. How do you ever get pregnant? You know what did happen. Miss me with that. Whew, Brown Sugar. Brown Sugar. Miss me with that indeed. Indeed. If you're at YouTube, hit that subscribe button if you are brand new to the stream. We talk about cases, true crime, you name it. All here. Hit the subscribe button.
To conclude that, but that's not enough proof at this time. I suspect that's the reason why this case is still being investigated and that they're taking a very close look at the mother. That's just not normal for that young lady to sleep with this guy, particularly when you look at the breaks between the dates of the sexual assaults. You have a break, then you have the assaults renewed. There's a lot going on that we don't know, and she holds the answers to those questions.
She does.
She does. And then the question is she no longer speaking? Where is she? What is she saying at this point? Okay, so the bottom line here, what I'm hearing from both of you is that false statements to police, potentially, child neglect, potentially. Coming up next.
Child neglect. Lying on a statement. Guys, didn't I say at the very beginning, it's the 8 a.m. for me? Go back to my old videos. It's the 8 a.m. for me. And now look what people are talking about, that 8 a.m. time. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Breezy with the 5 says, Novesity, you know I have screamed mom was involved since day one. Said Breezy. I think you and Cole did. If I'm not mistaken. Thank you, Breezy. I appreciate you. Shout out to my mods in the chat, by the way. Adrienne with the 999 says, I think JS offered Madeline to SS when she wasn't in the mood. The meaning of evil. Hope he rots in hell. Whoa, that's friggin' deep, Adrienne. Do you think so? Wasn't in the mood? Whoa, that's crazy. That's the first time I ever heard somebody said that. Do you think so? That's wild. Thank you for the 999, by the way, Adrienne. I appreciate you. How are you?
Concrete floor with the toilet paper for pillow. Nothing else. Begging for a blanket and a pad to sleep on for 2 days. I think they were supposed to do something like that. That sounds rough, man. Please forgive my cough. I've been trying to get rid of it for the past like 2 or 3 days, and prior to that I had a really bad cold. And we always found Rico honeys, Mercury Police, you know, I like those, man, but have you ever tried the berry ones? The Ricola berry? No. Phenomenal. I can't get my kid to drink medicine. I gotta like mix it in his orange juice. For real, I gotta like literally like, here, drink orange juice because it's good for you. It's vitamin C, and you know, because he'll literally like not drink his medicine like at all. You grew up on a farm? Yeah. Wow. here from Georgia?
I'm from Atlanta. I was born in Illinois. Lived in Georgia, Florida, and California. Rotation for the rest of my life.
Do prosecutors have the evidence, the proof, to prove that Stephen Stearns abused Madeline Soto? Here's more of our investigation.
She brings a lot of joy. She's a very good girl. It definitely doesn't feel the same around here if she's not here. She was so happy, too. She was looking forward to my visit here. She was looking forward to us all being together. She was just happy. She was just very happy.
Oh, shut up.
I loved her like she was my own.
Madeline Soto was not happy. She's telling her friends at age 13 she wanted to go live out in the woods, away from this monster and away from her mother. A lot of charges. He's been charged with her murder, but the first case, the first trial will be the sex abuse case. Those charges, sexual battery on a child under 12, 8 counts.
Look at all of these list of charges. It's the encyclopedia. It looks like a pages out of the dictionary. Look at this. You are going down, down. And while you in jail, I hope someone just fills your butt up with so much sauce. It's over for you. It's over. I hope they do to you what you did to her. I hope. I hope. Yes, I am saying that. I don't talk like this. On Novesity, I don't. But this gets me pissed off when I revisit this case. Pissed off.
Sexual battery, child 12 to 18, 5 counts. Lewd or lascivious molestation, 7 counts. Unlawful possession of materials depicting sexual performance by a child, 10 or more images, 40 counts of that. You take a look at the sex abuse, and I mean, it just goes on and on. Look at these dates. All these years, you've got one going all the way back to when she was about 8 years old. It is just unconscionable. Now, what I want you to take a look at now, his Google Drive is found, right? Several images and videos were located which depicted an apparent child with her breasts, her private parts, front and back, as the focal point of the pictures and videos, all right? Kind of zooming in on these parts. There were also pictures and videos depicting an apparent child's bottom, front, and mouth being penetrated by a man's sexual organ. The child was later identified as Madeline Soto. One folder that appeared dedicated to Madeline contained over 1,700 files. A majority of these photographs and videos showed Madeline in different sexual positions. While reviewing, and also what they had to do was match up the clothing. They observed several different pieces of clothing to include patterned underwear, shirts, blankets, and sheets. The detectives searching the residence were contacted and confirmed they found the same distinctive clothing worn by both Stephen and the victim in Stephen's room and the victim's room. And there's another way to identify, because some of these pictures, you're not seeing faces, right? They're zoomed in. You're not seeing faces. But the male organ observed penetrating the victim had a distinct marking on it, which consisted of a bright pinkish colored skin below the top until approximately a quarter of the length down the male organ. And the Orange County detectives had previously shown Jen Soto photographs, and she had identified them for identification purposes. But then when she was shown the photos of her daughter being abused, she said, I don't recognize any of this.
What?
They also made a request for DNA, material, a buccal swab from Stearns, blood, saliva.
I have studied this case inside and out. That's the one thing I didn't even know. She was shown this and she said, I don't recognize any of this. You don't recognize that pink tip that has been inserted in you? You should be you a damn fool.
Cells to be collected from him, photographs and swabs of his private regions and clothing worn by him. So here's some of the evidence. Let's bring back our guest, Honorable Belvin Perry, Dave Arenberg. Dave, unfortunately, in the sex abuse case, the victim is no longer alive, cannot testify, won't be there. Will this be enough to prove it, even if the pictures are zoomed in and you're not seeing faces?
Yes, you can compare. You can compare. Yes, absolutely. Fabric, surrounding areas, any wounds, birthmarks, tattoos, of course. But for Jen, in her case, for saying that, that's strange. That's strange. You've been with that man for years. You better recognize that ding dong. Don't play with me. Don't be stupid.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've got a lot there. I mean, in some of these cases, you don't have this kind of evidence. I mean, you have his own phone, his own drive. You have the acts occurring at the home where he lives, and you can identify the home pretty clearly. And so I think they've got him on these charges. And, you know, the hope is, I think, for prosecutors is that they could get the mother to flip and to testify against her boyfriend. Maybe that's why they haven't charged her with a crime yet. And I do realize that they don't have the mother dead to rights on the charges, but they still have enough. If they wanted to charge her, it's not overwhelming, but I think they're still trying to convince her to testify. But she may not know anything. She may just be head in the sand, totally in the dark, totally clueless, which goes to the neglect that we were discussing earlier.
Still to come.
If she's genuinely clueless about what's going on, natural blind, bro. Natural blind. All right, I'm done with court TV. I want to move on to law and crime. Let's get into this.
So my daughter was dropped off close to school this morning, but never made it.
Jen Soto, the mother of Maddie Soto, is talking.
Hit the sub button over at YouTube if you are brand new. I would appreciate that very, very much. LaWanda with the 145 stars. I appreciate that so much. Shout out to all my star senders, super chatters, and if you are a member with a badge on Facebook and YouTube, shout out to my beautiful members in the chat. Also, my regular followers. I appreciate you guys very much. Let's continue.
Talking to deputies the night that Maddie was reported missing. Body camera footage just released is giving us a look at the earliest stages of the missing persons case that sadly turned into a homicide investigation. Thanks for joining me for Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Maddie Soto's mom, Jen Soto, reported her missing on the evening of February 26th. The community had searched for Maddie, hoping to find her alive. Maybe she just ran off, but that really wasn't like Maddie. Sadly, Maddie's body was found days later, and the sometimes live-in boyfriend of Maddie's mom, Stefan Stearns, was arrested and charged with sex crimes related to Maddie. At the time, police said Stearns was the prime suspect in Maddie's murder and disappearance, but it took many more weeks for Stearns to face a murder charge in Maddie's death.
The evidence shows an individual that was entrusted to keep Madeline safe made calculated moves to dispose Madeline's belongings and place her body in a wooded area before she was ever reported missing. For the 4 days following her disappearance, the entire community was actively looking to find Madeline safe and alive. Tragically, on March 1st, Madeline's remains were found.
Now we're getting a first-hand look at what happened the night that Maddie was reported missing. Deputies in Orange County, Florida, that includes the Orlando area, got the call and went to talk with Maddie's mom, Jen Soto, and Stefan Stearns. At this point, this was a missing persons investigation. Here's a look at a deputy talking with Maddie's mom in the early moments of the investigation.
Hey there.
Hey there. What's going on?
So my daughter was dropped off close to school this morning, but never made it. I went to pick her up from school.
I'm sorry, one second.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Are we looking for another kid or we have a kid?
Looking for another one.
Good.
Alright, so people are still on the scene, let's put that out in the hospital location. How old?
13.
I'm trying to get there right now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Alright.
So she was supposed to be dropped off at school, didn't make it to school.
Didn't make it to school. I went to pick her up from school today,
Okay.
and she never came out. They announced it over the speaker, and I'm just like, maybe she walked here, because sometimes she'll walk here to this office. I came here, nothing. I went back to the school, they were closed. I got a notice, an email from the school saying she was absent, but I also messaged her teacher, and he looked at her entire attendance today and saw that she was completely not at school today either.
Okay.
So she never made it.
Okay. What's her name?
Madeline. Madeline.
Madeline. Last name?
Soto. Soto.
Soto?
Yeah.
So you saw Jen Soto there saying that she got a notification from the school saying that Maddie didn't show up. Soto said she reached out to Maddie's teacher as well. There's been a lot of chatter online from people wondering what the school did or didn't do when Maddie didn't show up for school. Also, you may have noticed that Stearns was standing next to Jen Soto talking on his phone as Soto answered questions from the deputy. The conversation continued from there.
What's the name of the single aid?
Madeline Soto, age 13. I'm trying to get a clothing description now. What was she last seen wearing?
26 County Color 45. People hit my call 931. It's the same call.
Green hoodie.
Green hoodie.
White Crocs.
White Crocs.
Either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Black shorts?
Yeah.
Oh my
Black
gosh.
shorts? Okay. Black shorts. Alright. Do you know if she has like friends in the area?
She does, but she doesn't know where they live.
She doesn't know where they live. Okay.
I asked all of them.
Okay.
Now, what I find interesting about this whole exchange was that Stearns knew what Maddie was last seen wearing, which is...
Did I say that? Yeah, did it? Oh my God, let me shut up.
surprising. He had told law enforcement that he took Maddie to school that morning, but dropped her off at a church. He said Jen Soto was at home sleeping at the time because she had started a new job working at night. The conversation continued.
Is this like, did she like...
Chat, you better talk to me. Chat. Danielle Williams with the 100 stars says, I think he drugged mom while he did what he couldn't interrupt. Danielle Williams says, really, Danielle Williams? I've never heard that one either.
Have any places that you guys know that she'll usually be at? Any friend's house? Any places that like she likes to hang out?
Not typically, no.
Not typically?
No.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. Let me see if I get some.
Thank you.
No problem. And what school she goes to?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Hunters Creek Middle? All right, cool. 125. Do you have a picture of her? Can you airdrop it to me?
Yeah, I know. Let me see which picture. I don't know which picture.
Looking recently, probably from a birthday party, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't there, so I have to look at. What's up? Yeah, I guess.
Wait, how the hell did you not know she was? Wait.
Sure.
Looking recently, probably from a birthday party, right?
Yeah, but.
Wait.
Picture. I don't know which picture.
Looking recently, probably from a birthday party, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't there, so I have to look at.
You was there. Why are you saying? Oh my gosh.
What's up? Yeah, I guess.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Go ahead. That's what I'm about to grab right now. Yeah. Alright, cool, thank you.
Unbelievable.
Is this a good enough picture, or do you need a whole body picture? Okay. How do I airdrop? I don't know how to do it.
I got you. Okay, where's the photo? Right there.
It's on WhatsApp.
That's fine.
I saved it to my photos, so you could go.
You saved it to your photos?
Yeah, we can just go
Perfect.
straight to the photos.
Okay, perfect. Give me a second. I'm going to send it out right now to my other guys.
Thank you very much.
So Stearns thanked the deputy for his help in trying to find Maddie. Prosecutors and police now say that entire time, Stearns knew exactly where Maddie was because he killed her and ditched her body. That evening, deputies then went with Stearns to the area where he said he dropped her off.
Is it here?
It was along this stretch. I can't remember the exact spot, but it was around where these communities were. Oh, thank you. So it's like around where these communities were.
Okay.
And it's just like in this stretch, like we could see the...
He's literally deceiving them. Literally right now. He's deceiving them literally right now. Crystal said crazy. She has to scroll for a pic. I have pics of my kids. When you open my phone. Shit. Go ahead, Crystal. How are you doing, Crystal, by the way? Thank you for the 5. I appreciate that, Crystal.
The overpass down there.
Where's the school?
Just on the other side of the overpass.
2105. So somewhere around here.
So yeah, somewhere, maybe not this one, but the next one possibly. It's right in this stretch. When we just came down and we drove about halfway down, she was like, that's good right here.
Okay.
On the second floor.
So Stearns is there in his silver Lincoln with the deputies, telling them where he dropped off Maddie that morning. The deputy walked around with his flashlight, looking for any sign of Maddie as Stearns stood by.
Supervisor on the channel, 26 close holding. County 0405. 10-4, thank you. County 4214.
No cameras as of right now.
I can't believe we're in this day and age. There's no cameras going on anywhere.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can find something. Yeah.
The investigation then moved to the church where Stearns said he dropped off Maddie that morning. Stearns had said Maddie asked to be dropped off in that area because she was kind of embarrassed by his car. It was an older one. Deputies looked at surveillance video from that morning.
Aventura, what's the other?
What they were saying, right? She had her phone on to me. It's like, that feels intentional. You know? Like, I don't want to be tracked.
What is going on?
What time is it right now there? 8:55 already?
Yeah, just about. No, is it 8:55? Yeah, just about 8:55.
So when does school start? Like 9:20?
Yeah, like usually Olivia leaves here at around 9. She walks 9:05, 9:10. They have to be there before 9:30. That's when the first bell rings, yeah.
Oh, it's 8:51 actually.
Now, you saw that there was a black box over the computer screen, and sometimes these records are redacted, and the police have to put that box up so you can't necessarily see what they're looking at.
Oh, wait.
There's a
a person getting out of the car. Out from the kid.
3406.
We're getting in that car.
So everyone got pretty excited. They thought it might be Maddie getting out of Stearns' car since he said he dropped her off at the church, but it turned out it wasn't Maddie. But at the time, deputies believed that it was her on the video.
She's gone by 9.
So, let me see, 2000.
How the hell did you believe that was her? How? How? Thank you, Daniela Williams, for the 100 stars. I appreciate you.
So it should be sometime within 2059. And that's recorded on. Bring it back. 2058. She gets up on the floor.
She got up. She's walking.
Yeah.
And she walked away.
Towards the school.
Yeah, she's off property by 2059.
I want to take just a short break from this update on the murder of Maddie Soto to tell you about...
What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do you think there's more to this? Oh, no. Do you think there's more to this? Jen Soto. You know, watching this, going over this case with you guys, I'm realizing that there are more contradictions to this case. A lot more than I would have possibly ever knew. Took some time for the police to find it, but they did. Now the question is in the air, chat. Do we have enough to try to find the truth about what Jen actually knows? Do we have enough? This case is still an open investigation, and hopefully we're going to find more answers. Crystal with the 10 super chat. Oh my God, Crystal, you're wild. You're on the roll. No, I also sent my 4 months free super chat. You missed it. I'm sorry about that. The super chat, the free one, I don't know. My systems, I don't pick that stuff up. So I have to go dig in it. But I'm sorry I missed it. My apologies. But I'm doing good, Crystal. Thank you for the 10 super chat. I appreciate that, Crystal. Thank you so much. How are you? How's your day? I think for this, I'm going to conclude for tonight. We've been streaming for, plus this and the other one, an hour and 45 minutes. It's been crazy. We're not done with this case. Sorry for my sniffles. I have very bad allergies today. But we are going to conclude for today the case of Madeline Soto with Jen Soto with this video that we seen earlier in the podcast. Now, I hope to see you guys for our next podcast, which is going to be, I believe, Thursday. Not tomorrow. We're off tomorrow. Thursday. We got a podcast. But before I go, this is the perfect time for you. If you want, you can. By the way, hit the subscribe button if you're brand new. Hit the follow button if you're brand new. Novesity on Mondays, we open up P.O. Box gifts. So we missed it yesterday. We're going to open some today. But that is the end of the podcast for Madeline Soto, which was interesting. I'm glad we found out more details. Thank you guys for watching. But if you wish to stay, I must say one thing before you go. Novesity merch comes out in 2.5 weeks. If you enjoy true crime, if you enjoy the podcast, if you enjoy all that is crime to get your crime fix, the Novesity merch is finally here. And it is about to be released. I got Kenny right here modeling the shirt. This is called the Novesity Classic one. Get ready, because I'm talking about limited pairs. I mean, limited. So when the day drops, I hope to see you guys there. Seriously. If you are a member, you do get dibs first. So get ready. You do get dibs first. So this is a perfect time for you to become a member and get your shirt before anybody else, before it is gone. And I mean that. Because I know people are not going to get the deadline. They're going to be like, oh no. I'm going to be like, they're sold out. Okay. So, there has been a couple of issues. I did buy Madeline Soto a star. I actually bought her a star. The same thing what Crystal got for me. Crystal bought me a star. Debbie's in the chat for Crystal. Amazing woman. She's in the chat over at YouTube. I bought a star for Madeline and I named it in her name. And we're having some messed up stuff in the mail. It could be lost. It could still be at the post office. I went to pick all this stuff up. I didn't see it. So we're gonna see. It is very upsetting. I don't want to talk about it, but I did buy her a star. The certificate is just lost. I don't know, but I'll show you guys the certificate and what we did. I'm gonna post it for members only. All right. So moving on. I opened this up to see if it was, but I didn't check. Obviously, it wasn't. So I'm gonna see who got this. I opened this up, but I don't know what it is. Punch today in the face, a journal for life's ups and downs. Wait, what? Somebody sent this. This is pretty awesome. What is it? Oh, it's a journal. It's just a regular journal. Oh, okay. Ooh, I love me a sturdy journal. Shout out to who did this? To write down all your dreams, plans, and goals. And oh yeah, those things called feelings. Love you to the moon from Crystal. Crystal in the chat. Crystal, thank you so much. I should have known this is you. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate that. Punch today in the face. Oh, Crystal, that is so nice. Thank you, Crystal. Oh man, that was awesome, Crystal. Thank you so much. I love that. This is from Netta. Wait, this is from Netta. Oh boy, here we go, chat. How did the certificate get lost? I have no idea. But don't worry, we're gonna post it in the members group. Oh, Kimberly, you're not a member. Well, I'm gonna post the stuff in the members group. Like we bought, like, matter of fact, you know what? Can you send it to me now? Cole, please, so we can show them. This is from Netta. Netta in the chat over at YouTube. Hair and body cleansing bar. Oh my gosh. This smells so good. What? Nutta. Nutta, what is this? Oh, I can't wait to wash my ass. Netta. That smells fantastic. Netta sent something else. She said... She sent a fridge magnet talking bottle opener. What? Quagmire. Oh, this is... Oh my, Netta, you are wild. This is awesome. A bottle opener magnet speaker thing. Quagmire. Yo. How does it speak? How does it? Do I have to? I gotta figure this out. A bottle opener. Oh man, Netta, this is awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. That is awesome. Oh, Crystal, Netta, thank you so much. This is from. It's from Netta. Damn. Oh my God, Netta, you might. Netta, you on a roll. To Nove. Okay. From Netta. Know in your heart that all will be well. Aww. Dear Nove, you are in my heart, and that's exactly where you stay. Got milk? Sorry, I had to do it. Thank you for all. Look what oh my God. Mods, ban her right now. Ban her right now. Ban her. Oh, Netta, that was sweet. That was funny. Got milk? Netta ain't playing. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! This scared the shit out of me. Oh my God, Netta, you are the devil. No, she did not send me a rat in the... Ugh. Send me a whole rat in the mail. Oh, this was for Nove Cross. This wasn't for Novesity. Oh. Oh, I opened it on the wrong stream. Oh, snap. Netta, I do apologize. Remember, guys, put Novesity if you want me to show it on Novesity, and Nove Cross if you want me to show Nove Cross. Yeah, it does need batteries. Don't worry about it. I got the batteries for this. I got it. Netta, you're terrible. But we're going to prank some people in the street over at Nove Cross on the other YouTube channel. We got some pranking to do. Netta, thank you for the $9.99. I appreciate that. And yes, to answer your question, the batteries. Yeah, I got it. I got it taken care of. Now, Netta, you're evil. You are the spawn of the devil, and you're mean. Send me a whole rat, chat. She sent me a whole rat. Oh my gosh. Good girl. That one's good. This is from Netta again. Yo, Netta. You are something else. Wow, 3. Netta! I'm scared to chat. I'm scared to open this. I'm scared. I'm scared to open this. I don't know what she sent me this time. I'm literally terrified. She sent me a rat, a bottle opener, a good smelling soap, and some ketchup. She's random. Smell like Chinese food. One of my favorite cartoons. Netta, you are so good. Netta! I'm going to wear the hell out of this. Oh, she even got my size. Dude, Netta, dummies in the chat for Netta. Okay, Breezy, I got your message. You too, Crystal. I got you guys. Netta over at YouTube chat. She's wilding out. She is wilding out right now. Oh, Netta. I really appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. I was not expecting that rat. She sent me good gifts, bad gifts, like shocking gifts. Not bad as in bad, but like, you know, shocking. Like a rat. Really? She sent me a rat. This is from Craig. Craig Perkins. Wow, Craig. Dude, this is cool. This is the last one. No, hang this above the doorway for blessings. When you come and go, I make these from clothespin and give them to special people in my life to remember me. Des and I have a bet on how many times you smell this cross. So sniff away, stay involved, and be the voice for those who can no longer speak. Craig. Oh, Craig. Dude, that's so sweet, man. Oh, Craig. Craig, what did you send, man? Whoa. Smell like crayons. Whoa. Yo. They smell like crayons. Look at that. Wow. Thank you so, Craig, dude. Thank you so much, man. This is incredible. I don't know. I don't know why, but I like this a lot. Craig, thanks, man. I really do appreciate that. Holy chicken strips. Thank you, Craig. I love that, man. You know what? I'm going to hang it on my door. I got you. I'll do that, Craig. I'll do that. You weren't feeling good? Oh, no, I just have really bad allergies, like really mixed with the video that I made. It was just depressing, you know? So, thank you, everyone who sent gifts. Crystal, thank you. Netta, thank you so much. Craig, thank you. Those gifts were incredible. I am so grateful and so happy. And I really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I'm looking at them now. I'm like, damn, this is awesome. Thank you guys. Like so much. I can't wait. Can't wait to hang them. I got a mouse that I could play with. Thank you, Netta. I got a book that I could actually write in. Thank you. I appreciate that. Time for me to hang that stuff up now. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate that very much, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everything, everyone. Before you go, hit the like, hit the share. If you miss out on the lives, you got to engage in the lives. That's why you miss out on them. That's why Facebook is not pushing it. YouTube, you got to like the live. It'll push it to you more. I promise you, okay? Last thing I'm going to say, get ready for merch, okay? I'm stressing that because it's only a little bit, guys. I only spend so much money that I can spend to make these clothes for you. But they are good quality and official, so I cannot wait. Make sure you actually use it, says Crystal. Yes, Crystal, absolutely. Thank you for the 2 super chat. I will. No, Crystal, I'll show you what I write. I'll show you, but I promise. Brandy, thank you so much for the 100 stars, Brandy. I appreciate that. Teresa, thank you for the 100 stars as well. I appreciate that. Thank you guys for the stars. Thank you so much. Look at Brandy right there. Thank you. But yes, Crystal, I will. I promise. Yeah. That sums it up, everybody. I think that I'm good here. Yep, I'm pretty good. I think I covered everything. Yep. I think I'm good to go. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching the podcast and everything. Can all of us purchase the merch in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks? 2.5 weeks. Members do get priority. They're going to get theirs. Like, it's going to be released for them. I changed it. It was a week in advance. That's wild. I'm going to release it a few days, like 2 or 3 days for them, so you guys could catch up. Okay? Breezy, wait, Discord DM for me. What? Breezy, thank you so much for the, I have to show these. I got one for Gabby's family. Yeah, you told me this already. I said I saw the picture. It was on the phone, remember? Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. They wanted you to have it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bree. I remember you told me about that on the phone. I'm so grateful. Kay Cooney with the 500 stars. Kay, oh my gosh, Kay, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Kay Cooney. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Have a good night. Kay Cooney, thank you for the last stars at 500. And all people who sent gifts from Crystal, Netta, and Craig. Those gifts were amazing. Love this. It smells like crayons, and I like it. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a good day. Take care. And remember, like I always say, do good and die great. I'll see you on the next one.